This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire Stick TV, Facebook, and YouTube. Get all your sports news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smokin Jeremy B, Wrestling Roundup, The Big Football Show, and more, Shield TV, Lions Villain Report, and Red Zone Rant. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla, Grosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, The Bodkin Show, Spirit of Detroit Podcast, and Maniacs. The nightly podcasts are Palace Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Skull Gang 365, The Huddle Sports Network Open Mic, First and 10 with Foz, Main Event Football Show, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports. Spitballing Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, Puckett, 313 Den Podcast, The Guys Huddle, Shots from the Sideline, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Truth Sports Podcast, Off the Rails, NFC Northeast, Power Hours, and Detroit Lions News. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Hope you like all the shows.
You ready? You think you could tell us what to do? You think you could tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Yeah, we're going to break it down, all right. It's hot, it's heavy, and it is the Wrestletalk show every single Tuesday, 5 until 5:30, 5 to 6 if we have a guest on. Today we're here in Studio 10 in Berlin, Maryland, and our sponsor for the Wrestletalk show is Mata Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500, Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And I was going to work on today trying to get Bubba Brewer on to talk about his show that he had last night called Revolution. It was at the S&T Bank Arena in Indiana, Pennsylvania. So I was going to try to get him on today, but his work schedule didn't dictate us to get him on. But I'm going to work on getting him on a future date here on the Wrestletalk show. Big friend of the show is Bubba Brewer. But my co-host, Smokin Jim Frazier, is back from Dallas. How are you, Smokin Jim?
I'm doing good, man. It's good to be back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. How was your trip to Dallas there?
It was great, man. It was great.
All right. We're back here for Wrestletalk today. We're going to focus on Night of Champions coming up this Saturday at 1:00 p.m. And I want to let everyone know Liv Morgan, those of you who don't know, is hurt. She has a injury to her shoulder. Dirty Dom is hurt. Of course, you know, he'll do anything to get out of a match, but he is medically not cleared to wrestle Saturday against AJ Styles. That match has been postponed for right now, but we'll see where the future goes. And according to the what I call unacceptable general manager Pierce, it's Adam Pierce. It seems like that AJ Styles will get another match with Dirty Dom in the future. We're going to see how that works out as well. All right, we're also on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X, and also we are on the Kick Network, and we're also on the Huddle Sports Network as well. So don't forget to tune in on those platforms, and please don't forget to subscribe and also to follow me on my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Ralphwilliams RW Media. Call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody. 2,500 people have done so. I'm getting that close. I'm up to 22 or 2,300. I want to be at 2,500 real soon here. That could happen. Probably will happen. So we're going to see how that works out as well. All right, Smokin' Jim, let's get your thoughts on the Night of Champions card coming up in Saudi Arabia. This show was almost either canceled or they were going to have to move it to another facility because of the possible war implications coming up against the war implications coming up with the Israel Iran war and the United States getting involved. We'll talk more about that tomorrow night on Ralph's Opinion and the Way I See It show tomorrow night at 7:00 p.m. So let me see what we got here. All right, here we go. All right, the card, Smokin' Jim. Let's get started with the card here. Don't forget, we have the Queen of the Ring, the King of the Ring matches. We also have uh, let's get started, Smokin' Jim. Your thoughts: Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross. Who do you think wins that match? Yeah, there's Smokin' Jim.
Hey, Ralph, sorry about that, man. What do you think about it?
I think Sami Zayn wins this match. Karrion Kross is a bum. He hasn't wrestled in a long time. I don't even think he knows how to wrestle anymore. Rumor has it that his contract's running out and he's going to AEW. So we'll see where that goes. I see Sami.
Sammy hit him with a great punch, and it didn't hurt him at all, man. I'm like, woo.
Yeah, I know.
He started smiling, man.
Well, you know, Sammy is Sammy can. I've seen him beat some big guys. You know what I mean? So I think he'll.
Well, Cross is dirty. You know he's going to have some people helping him.
Doing something. Well, he can't no more. AOP's gone. Cut from WWE. All that whole group there practically is gone. But anyway, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I take Mommy all the time. How about you?
Who do you take, Ralph?
I take Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. I'm taking Mommy.
I don't know, man. I tell you what, Mommy put something on her the other night ago. Was that on Raw?
Yeah, last night she got put through a table by Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, that was.
But but Raquel got some help, man. She got help. So
yeah, Roxanne Perez.
Hard to say.
Yeah,
Roxanne, she's gonna be Dom's new. Because Liv is out, man.
Yeah,
Liv
she's out with a shoulder injury.
Man.
Yes, she is.
That's too bad, man. You just never know when them injuries is going to hit, right?
Exactly. So, all right, here we go. Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. I'm hearing rumors that here's the rumors I'm hearing right now. Jacob Fatu is going to go with Roman Reigns and CM Punk because Roman Reigns is forming a new Shield to go after Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. All right. So, do you think Jacob Fatu goes with Roman to the Shield? But first, Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. Who wins this match?
Well, Solo could never beat him one-on-one. But Solo got a lot of, Solo got some help. So
yeah, he's got
he'll figure it out.
Yeah, he's got Jeff Cobb, also known as Zilla Fatu, and now he's under this J.C. Mateo or whatever name, and next he'll be under Vince McMahon Jr. or some other name or something like that. Who knows? You know what I mean?
But you predicted all this, Ralph.
Yes, I did.
Predicted all this early on.
I did it all along. You're exactly correct, and I'm not wrong too many times. And when I am, I'll tell you I'm wrong. But I did predict all this. I said this was all coming down, and it did. All right, the Queen of the Ring finals: Asuka versus Jade Cargill. Jade had a really good match last night, and Asuka as well had a really good match. Your thoughts on these two? I'm taking Jade Cargill on this one. It's time for Jade to get something. What do you think?
I don't know. I watched her closely last night, and her long-term wrestling is just not there. She's strong. She can get you out of there quick, but the longer the match, I think it does not favor her. So
you figure it favors Asuka?
Yeah, I think Jay's gonna lose that one.
Well, I hope not. I want to see Jade make it. She hasn't made it yet. She's been hurt thanks to Naomi and some other obstacles that have gotten in the way. And No one said the wrestling business was easy. We'd all be doing it if it was easy. So there you go. All right. King of the Ring finals. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes. I don't care what anyone says. I think this is the match of the night. What do you think for King of the Ring?
Well, the match of the night was last night when him and Jay went at it, man.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
Yeah, well, I mean, for Night of Champions, I think this is the match of the night. I personally believe that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the American Nightmare's gonna win it.
Yeah, I think so. I hate to see Randy Orton not in the championship fray. Also, LA Knight is injured. As you know, for last Friday, he got his butt handed to him by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker of Seth Rollins' new faction, who they're going to come up with a name real soon for. But anyway, he's out. But the rumors are inkling here that LA Knight's moving to Raw. They want to spice Raw up a little bit, so they're going to have LA Knight there. Plus, he has an opportunity, being on Raw, that he can go after Seth Rollins and his gang. So we'll see what goes on with that as well. All right, John Cena versus CM Punk, undisputed WWE Championship. I don't see Cena losing his title yet. I see him losing it at maybe SummerSlam or Survivor Series, because that'll be his last events that he's participating in. His career is winding down in his retirement year. I don't see CM Punk winning it now, but I do see John Cena as vulnerable to Seth Rollins, and because Rollins is Money in the Bank. So I see Seth either getting him or Gunther in this whole thing. But Cena versus CM Punk, what do you think?
I think John Cena is going to win. They put a beating on CM Punk last night.
No, that was Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Was that Friday? I got mixed up.
Yeah, that's okay.
Put a beating on him Friday, man. And I tell you what, man, it was brutal. But I think that I agree with you. I don't think it's time for Cena to lose his belt yet. Plus, I was surprised that the crowd started coming around towards Cena on Friday.
Yeah, it looks that way. Some of the crowds are different. Don't forget Monday, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, at the PPG Paints Arena. Monday Night Raw will be in Pittsburgh. That's going to be an interesting scenario right there. And also, we're sponsored by Mike Dotson Realty, Ocean City, Maryland. Give Mike a call today if you're interested in buying a home, renting a home, short-term rental, anything resolves to real estate. Give Mike a call. He'll have a house or something for you, or condo, or anything you want to get here. 410 area code 596-1681. Mike Dotson Realty. All right. Also, please don't forget about the Ralph Report, which I forgot to mention earlier. I have a Ralph Report Wrestling Edition. I will be on after each match of Night of Champions on my Twitter X platform, and I will also be on my Facebook platform, the Ralph Report. We also have the Sports Edition. When there's some special sports stuff I need to talk about, I will come on Twitter and also on Facebook, and I'm working on uploading it to YouTube as well. The Ralph Report Wrestling Edition, Sports Edition, and the regular Ralph Report as well. Also, please don't forget to subscribe and follow some of my friends here, Brian Pettit and the Tiger Stripes Media. Also, don't forget Southern Fried Sports with J.D. Wyatt. He's been on the program here. We had him on here to talk about the Carolina Panthers back right before around the draft time. And then also, don't forget about the let me see here. I got him. All right, where's I got to find Pensman's here. There we go. I can't go without Pensman. There we go. Pensman Sports. Don't forget about him as well. Follow them on their YouTube channel, or on their YouTube. Subscribe to them on their YouTube channels, and also please help them with followers on Twitter X. Don't forget, if I tell you they're good, they're good. So don't forget to participate in their programs. They have some real great programming that they follow. If you're a New York Yankee fan, Pensman loves New York Yankees, Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to be having him on some of my shows. I got the Oh, by the way, Smokin' Jim, I wanted to let you know as well. You're always welcome on the show if you ever want to come on. The Saturday Sports Show makes its triumphant return this Saturday, 10 a.m. Ralphwilliams, Leo Haggerty, and we are on the same platforms as we are here. We're on the Kick Network now, and I'm working on getting us on some more platforms. Also, we're on the Huddle Sports Network and YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and the Twitter X platforms also. All right, Smokin' Jim, that's our matches for Night of Champions. I see this being a really good thing, but here's what I want to talk about. How about Saturday night's main event? Okay, how about Saturday night's main event where it's going to be coming up July 12th, Goldberg versus Gunther. What's your thoughts on this match, Smokin' Jim?
It's gonna be brutal, man. I tell you what, Goldberg's going to do everything he can to rip Gunther apart. And I think the first half of the match, I think that'll happen. But I think as the match goes on, hey, man, you can't outrun Father Time. Father Time's going to kick in sooner or later. And Gunther, younger man, overtake and win the match. But it's going to be brutal, man.
All right. I wanted to let everyone know.
What you think, bro?
What do I think? Well, I'll tell you what I think.
Yeah.
Here's the way I look at this. You remember when Goldberg fought Brock Lesnar? Remember those matches?
Yeah.
And remember how Goldberg came out and did quick spears and then pinned him? Remember that?
Yes, sir.
That's what he has to do to Gunther. If he doesn't do that to Gunther, Gunther's going to beat him. Okay? He has to have the same strategy that he did against Brock Lesnar. If he doesn't, he's going to lose. Okay? And the last couple matches, correct me if I'm wrong, Smokin' Jim with Goldberg, have been bad. That one against The Undertaker wasn't all that great. And then he had that he had another match, I think it was against Roman Reigns. That match wasn't good either. So he's had some bad matches, and if he wants to retire on top, my advice to him is, because from what I'm understanding from the interview I saw with Michael Cole, this is his last match. He's 58 years old. He's planning on cutting it loose. So I mean, and this might be his last match. But Michael Cole asked him the question: if you win this match and win the title, are you going to stay put? And he said, I didn't think about that. So I'm just wondering as to whether or not he has it in the tank, that if he wins the title, is he going to give it up again real quick like he did the last time? Because he told Stephanie McMahon when he won the title from Brock Lesnar, oh, I got one more title run in me, and what was it, a month or so? And he Brock won it back. So, I mean, Bill Goldberg, he's going to get his $1 million. He gets $1 million per match. He's going to go home. He'll hang around for a couple of years with his son and maybe come back into the fray when he needs an extra $1 million in his pocket. So, I mean,
I'll tell you what, Gunther caught me off guard because I thought he was going to apologize to his wife and kids. He says, I want to apologize to his wife and kids for what I'm getting ready to do to him.
Pensman Sports says, and welcome to the show, Pensman. He says Goldberg should retire. Absolutely. I mean, this is his last match. He's 58 years old. I mean, what else can he do? He doesn't need to do anything else. He's in the Hall of Fame. They bring these people back for nostalgic, WWE does. And, I think Goldberg bit off more than he could chew. And I get it. It's about family. I get that. I don't like when people say things about my family. I get really upset, when people insult me and insult my family, my friends, stuff like that, play around with my money and my time and all that other stuff. I get very angry over that stuff. But you know what? I don't blame Goldberg for that, Yeah, see, his run was great, but it's time, says Pensman. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. I agree 100% with Pensman. And I think that, but see, as I said, if Goldberg comes right in, as soon as that bell rings and he spears Gunther 3 times, it's over. But if like Smokin' Jim said, if this match lasts us more than 5 minutes, Goldberg's in trouble because he can't be involved in a long match. Goldberg's not a long match kind of guy. I watched all his matches in WCW. They were all quick matches, 5, 6, 10 minutes. And once he gets into a long match, like that time when he fought the Undertaker made that a long match, and he could Goldberg got discombobulated because he's not used to being involved in a long match. He's 58 years old. The body can only take so much. Okay. All right. And he was walking down to the ring. And if you notice, he doesn't walk as fast as he used to. And when he got up there, he was already sweating. So, I mean, seriously now, if this is his last match and he wants to go out on top, he has to spear him fast. If he doesn't do it that way, Gunther's going to have his way with him, just like he did with Pat McAfee. So, I mean, and that's, but if I'm Gunther, I would be concerned because please remember, everybody, Seth Rollins is Mr. Money in the Bank. If Goldberg puts him out and he becomes the champion and Goldberg's worn out and here comes Seth Rollins, look out Goldberg. Look out Gunther. Because Gunther, if he's tired out from this match, and if Goldberg gives him a match, that could happen too. We don't know. Okay, the condition of Goldberg. All right. So what I'm saying is if, everybody, Cena's even got to be careful with that, because if CM Punk puts him down and wins the championship and Punk's out of it, here comes Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins and Naomi are the most two dangerous people right now in the WWE. Am I right, Smokin' Jim?
Well, Naomi almost cashed in a couple of times, but she wasn't allowed to, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Nia Jax wouldn't let her, and neither would, and Tiffy Time. Yeah. Let's see here.
Tippy Time was completely out.
Yeah, exactly.
Nia Jax wasn't allowed.
Yep, exactly. And that happened with Drew McIntyre when he was Money in the Bank. Remember that? A couple of times he tried to cash in. And let's see here. Pensman said he almost missed last week because he didn't know what day of the week it was. We're talking about Goldberg here. Oh my gosh. Wow. So there you are. I mean, 58 years old, you're wrestling. I want to talk right now, Smokin' Jim, and I don't know if you noticed or not, there's a documentary coming out about Kurt Angle. WTA News in Pittsburgh did a exclusive interview. Check it out on YouTube on WTA's website. Kurt Angle right now has real bad concussion syndrome from all the wrestling he's been doing. He's got a little bit of Alzheimer's. He's forgetting things and whatnot. What do you think of this thing with Kurt Angle, Smokin' Jim? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I don't know anything about it, but I know he wouldn't change it for the world, man. What one of the hardest working guys in history of Southwestern Pennsylvania. Now, I remember after his Olympic career when he was trying to cut it on the news. You remember when he was a news anchor?
Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
They had just fired him, and he was living in near East, outside of East Liberty.
Oh, okay.
And this guy would run through the hood every day, and didn't nobody mess with him, man. He was just a tenacious, hard worker, man. They say that he used to carry his brothers up hills. That was part of his workouts, push cars up and down hills. But you can tell his body gave out on him. He's not the same physically. So I'm not surprised if he had that, because he was a good football player. He was a Division I recruited middle linebacker. I think his last game was against Gateway, and that don't make you give up football. That'll make you give up football every time. But hey, this is a guy that did it, won the Olympic gold medal, won the NCAA championship, and did it in wrestling like nobody else. So if he is losing his marbles, I'm sure if he had to do it all over again, he'd do it the exact same way.
All right. Okay. I have some news here on a couple former WWE wrestlers. Shotzi, if those of you don't remember Shotzi Blackheart, there was the woman with the green hair that was in WWE. She's going to be making her debut on MLW in Summer of the Beasts. So Shotzi makes her debut, and Matt Riddle is still the champ at MLW. So there you go. Some former wrestlers doing it pretty well for themselves. Summer of the Beasts. It has Matt Riddle versus Kenta. I'll tell you what, Matt Riddle's in for a surprise here on this one, Smokin' Jim. Kenta's a really good wrestler. I watched him New Japan. He's been on AEW and whatnot. He's going up against Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's still the champ for MLW. And I'm trying to see here who else, some former WWE wrestlers that are doing pretty good for themselves here. Shotzi, of course, she makes her debut, as I mentioned, and then not too many. And Mike Santana, formerly of Conan's group, the NW, whatever his group was there. Mike Santana is now in TNA, and he's wrestling there, and he's doing pretty well for himself. Just some guys who there's been some rumors. Braun Strowman's going to AEW. There's also rumors Britt Baker's coming to the WWE, and guess who's coming back? There's a rumor out there. They're working on the contract details. You ready, Smokin'? Jim Frazier. You ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to give the hand. There we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is coming back. He's going to do his retirement, the final years of his wrestling with the WWE. Chris Jericho coming back to the WWE. As you notice, Brian Keith and Big Bill are by themselves now. They are no longer part of any learning tree or anything like that. Hook, which is Taz's son, supposed to be coming to the WWE. So we'll see what happens. Miro, who's now back as Rusev, he's back in the. And then you got WWE wrestlers, as I mentioned, Braun Strowman going to AEW. It's called the Shuffle. And, we're going to find out what happens when these wrestlers go back and forth and wherever they go. And we'll keep you up to speed here on Wrestletalk as well. All right, Smokin' Jim, anything you want to talk about in regards to wrestling here?
Of course, Callis, that's my man. In AEW, and the MVP. So the storylines is just building and building and building. So I wonder where it's going, but those are my guys, man.
Well, you know something? I have no respect for Don Callis to begin with. I don't like Don Callis, but you know what? He stooped to a new low when he did what he did to Kenny Omega. That, to me, that was unacceptable. And if I'm Christopher Daniels, who's the executive vice president, and I'm Tony Khan, I would fire Don Callis for what he pulled on Kenny Omega. That's unacceptable. Because he literally, I'm talking literally had blood splurting out of his mouth. He was on the gurney. He's got that bad midsection injury. Yeah, that's unacceptable. Yeah. I get you're mad at Kenny Omega. I get that. I get you're pissed because you broke away from him like I broke away from some individual and he's mad at me. So, I get that. It's a marriage that didn't work out, or anything like that. It's a friendship maybe that didn't work out, or it's a business arrangement that didn't work out. I get that, but don't do it like that. I put them through a table maybe or something like that, but don't do it like that. That to me is unacceptable. And Don Callis ought to be ashamed of himself. And, I agree with Tony Schiavone. He's no good. And, if Tony Khan had a backbone or if Christopher Daniels had any kind of a backbone, I would have fired him. I would have been like, you're done. You should have never did this to this man. He's trying to make a return back to wrestling. He's a champion. He's doing all kinds of stuff here. And then all of a sudden now you want to put him back on the shelf again with some nonsense. And it's getting old. And AEW needs to change some things up. So,
let me ask you this. You may be the only one that would know this.
Go ahead.
Trapper Tom, you didn't know, and you and Trapper Tom are the voices of wrestling. Trapper Tom, I think, is going to do a newspaper story on the women from Pittsburgh that made it in professional wrestling.
Okay.
And one of the comments was there any black girls who made it? Can you think of any black girls from Pittsburgh that made it in wrestling? I can't.
No, I can't either. I can't either.
No,
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to
Yeah, if
think.
you and Trapper Tom can't think of anybody.
No, I can't think of any either, to be frankly honest with you. I do
Mm.
know, I will throw this guy's name out here, although he never talks about us or me or anything else. Cullen Dunlap's daughter or something was at a wrestling thing in Indiana, PA, and I'm believing he was at Bubba Brewer's event on Sunday. Okay, so
Okay.
Cullen Dunlap from KDK Radio. So but
I forgot about Bubba. I forgot about Bubba's event. I don't went over there. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, it was there. Rhino was there. And Big Bill Collier, of course, and he had a Cowpoke Paul. He had a bunch of Bubba always puts a good show on. He always gets the good guys, and so his shows. I'll keep you in touch. He'll probably either be in Johnstown or at the S&T Bank Arena in Indiana.
Yeah, because he doesn't. Because he doesn't do anything He doesn't compete with the Stillers.
So. No, he does not.
Yeah.
No, he does not. He's a smart guy for doing it that way, though.
Yeah, so I know he probably only got one more.
Well, something.
2 more events.
Something real quick here. Also, the pros of wrestling. I've been out of the loop with Dan because of my move here, but I'm going to get back in the loop with him. The pros of wrestling. They had one in May, I believe, at the Tesla Center, and I'm going to find out what's going on with them.
His son was on wrestling last night.
Yeah, nice to see Corey Graves.
Yeah.
By the way, it's official. Carmella's been cut from the WWE, so it's official.
What?
Yeah.
She's pregnant again, right? Is that what you told me?
She's pregnant again. So, yeah. But
how can they cut somebody? How can they cut somebody that beautiful, brother?
I know.
What's the world?
Hey, Mandy Rose! Look what they did to Mandy Rose. I mean, look what they did to her.
She did that to herself. She did that to herself.
I know.
As much as I love her.
Yeah.
As much as I love her.
I know.
You know you can't do that.
I can't believe Tiffy Time. Guess who her boyfriend is?
The Gunther's side.
Yeah, that idiot there. That's her boyfriend. Of all people to be with Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser.
Wasn't he with somebody else before?
I believe he was. Yes. I don't follow too many people's love lives in wrestling, other than Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. So
man, she's smart, and she got the girl to sucker punch her, huh?
Yeah, exactly. That was pretty good. I like that. She was like, "Come on, yeah, Tyra Valkyrie, Tyra Valkyrie, yeah, that was pretty funny." So but Bailey got screwed again, but whatever. He'll find something for her to do. So But as far as AEW goes, the women's division is kind of a joke a little bit. We'll see what happens moving forward. Mercedes Monet's still the champ there, and she's a joke.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Yeah.
You don't like her?
I liked her. They got to start, not taking belts away, but they got to get somebody else in there. She's okay, but she's not, you know what I mean? She's not Britt Baker. She's not some of these other ones, so we'll see.
CEO, she got all the belts, man.
Yeah, she got them all, man. What is it? New Japan, AAA, or whatever. They got all these wrestling companies now, and even Scott D'Amore got one up in Canada. So I mean, and a bunch of guys got wrestling companies. In fact, you and I can form one if we want.
You too. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, brother. It would be fun.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem right now with independent wrestling. We had Tarantula on the show, and he said too many companies out there. That's what the problem is right now.
We would have the best music.
Yeah, that's for sure.
DJ Fun.
You got it. So, All right, folks, we're going to wrap things up here for Wrestletalk. Don't forget, we'll be back next week at 5 o'clock here. In fact, I'm going to check our Twitter page here before we disappear. See if we have any comment, on our Facebook page. See if we have any comments on there. Let's see what's going on here with that. Before we go, let me take a look here. I don't see any, unless some are getting ready to pop up here. Nope, I don't see any at all. Wow, it's been kind of slow today, except for I want to thank those who have participated, Pensman Sports and everyone else out there. Please call your friend, call your cousin, call somebody. The best advertising is word of mouth. And please don't forget tomorrow night, 7 o'clock p.m. The new, last week we debuted it, the Ralphwilliams, The Way I See It, Ralph's Opinion Show. Here it is right here. The Way I See It, Ralph's Opinion Show, Wednesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, X platform. We got a lot to talk about. Israel-Iran war, the United States involvement. We've got to talk about that. Part 2 of my insurance discrimination. Part 2 tomorrow. Wait till you hear what I got to tell you. Wait till you hear what I find out today. This is unacceptable. It should be unacceptable to everyone. So I just want to let everyone know that as well. That's tomorrow night. Ralph's Opinion, The Way I See It, 7 o'clock p.m. on our normal social media platforms except Huddle Sports Network. Have yourselves a great night. Smokin' Jim, you have yourself a great day, and catch up with Smokin' Jim tonight at 7 p.m. Bethel Park TV, YouTube, Facebook, El Levine, The Talking Machine, Smokin' Jim Frazier, Chip Hayner, Mike Rohde, and excuse me, oh man, the guy who lost for dog catcher in Green Tree, Nick Callis, excuse me, he'll be on the air too as well. That's on Bethel Park TV, and also check them out on YouTube or on Facebook. For Smokin' Jim Frazier, I'm Ralphwilliams. Till next week, have yourself a great one, please.